this is Ann Teachworth with Sunlight Yoga, and today we're going to do a power practice with a focus on playing with Warrior 3. So if you're not familiar with the Warrior 3 shape, it's just going to be standing on one leg, reaching the other leg back, and reaching the arms forward. Now, if this is not your favorite posture, don't worry. We're going to play with that shape in every which way we possibly can and play with the different components on the ground, standing. And we're going to find that this shape can go into a lot of different places. So one thing we need to do first, maybe you want a block or something, an extra thing to lean on. I'll have that at the front of the mat. Also, we want to mark one thing. We want to see what our leg length is, the distance from the wall. So you can either do this standing, or you can sit, put the feet on the wall, the heels, and then we want to just take a marker. So I'm going to use my water bottle, and I'm going to put that right where my hips are. Are you nervous yet? Don't worry, it's going to be great. So if you don't have a wall, for most of this, you could also use a chair to lean on. We're going to be putting a foot on it. We're going to be putting hands on it. I know we don't always have a ton of space if we're at home, so make sure there aren't any sharp objects around you. We are going to be balancing on one leg, and I don't want you to take a tumble into anything. So if you have some wall space, great. If not, use the chair, and there'll probably only be one or two things that probably aren't safe on a chair. You're going to need something more solid and firm. Okay, so let's actually start on our backs. We'll start nice and gentle just to get the body warmed up, but we are going to start playing with that shape pretty early on. So start just on the back, relaxing, settling in, coming into the space, into the body, noticing whatever's going on around you. So if you're at home, maybe you have distractions, pets, kids, roommates, and just notice those. So we live in a busy world, a distracting world, and it's great if we can go to a quiet studio and be by ourselves or be in a quiet space to practice, but that's not the reality of life most of the time. So practicing in the midst of distractions is great. So wherever you are, can you come into the body a little bit more? Can you just let your mind settle, relax a little bit more? As you breathe, you feel the body expand. As you exhale, feel it release and relax a little bit more into the mat or the floor. Maybe take a body scan, starting at the feet. Just letting your attention, focus, float through the body. So the feet, the lower legs, the knees, the thighs, the hips, up the spine, filling the abdomen, the chest, the heart, the upper back, the shoulders, the arms, elbows, wrists, hands, and then the neck and the head. We'll inhale, take a little stretch, compress the hands into the wall, stretch the feet out long. And then exhale, drawing the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And then extend the left leg on the mat, and we'll just do gentle circles with the right knee. So I'm not focusing on stretching so much here right now. I'm really letting the thigh bone just kind of soften into the hip socket. Like I'm stirring. Drawing a circle on the ceiling, maybe you could think of. Feeling softness around the hip joint. And then I'll extend the heel up towards the ceiling, straighten the leg long, and let's flex the other toes, the left foot back to us. So this is our first stop into that warrior three position. Now we're on our back, nice and safe here. And let's see what's happening with the upper body. So first we could round up, reaching towards the toes. Of course, if we were standing in warrior three, this would kind of be slouching forward. So as we roll down, let's think about pressing the back of the shoulders, the back into the mat. Pressing it back. And then we'll roll up, reaching towards the toes. And then roll down, pressing the back, pressing the shoulder blades back into the mat, pressing even the back of the head back into the mat a little. And one more time, we'll reach up. And then we'll slowly roll down, flattening the back of the rib cage, the shoulders, the head onto the mat. Good. And dropping the leg over, we'll take a gentle twist. You can keep the leg straight or bend if you like. I'm going to reach the right arm out to the right, even turning the gaze to the right. Letting the heaviness of the right leg guide the body into the twist. And then countering with the right shoulder, right arm, letting that melt back towards the mat. Big breath in. Coming back through center, draw the knee into the chest, a little squeeze, and then we'll switch. Left knee this time, a little squeeze in, and then we'll start with our gentle circles. So again, not getting so much into a stretch here, but more of a gentle softening in the hip socket. So feeling that leg be heavy down into the socket maybe. Continuing to breathe. You can switch directions as you like. Good, then I'll stretch the leg up long, reaching out through both heels. So reaching up and then reaching down towards the front of my mat. Now I'll take the arms up, maybe just even press into the wall a little bit. I know the arms aren't straight yet, but that's all right. So we're pressing into the wall, noticing what's happening with the ribs. So do they tend to flare? Does the back arch? Does it round? We're going to do a lot of noticing what happens in our body in certain positions. And then let's round up towards the foot, and then we'll slowly flatten everything back down, pressing into the mat, finding that warrior three position. And then round up towards the foot, and then pressing it back down, reaching out through the right heel, pressing everything into the mat, and then rounding up towards the foot, and then we'll press everything back onto the mat, even pressing the back of the head, pressing the back of the shoulders into the mat a little bit, noticing what's happening in the ribs. Are we arching? Can we kind of melt things back towards the mat as we reach out through our heels? Then we'll take our twist, dropping the left leg over to the right, maybe reaching the left arm out to the left, gaze goes to the left. Letting that leg be heavy. And then feeling the countering also with the left shoulder, left arm, left side of the chest, relaxing back towards the mat, softening back. Big inhale. Exhale, we'll draw the knee back into the chest, a little squeeze, and then bring both knees in. I'm gonna do a little rock, rock, rock. Head up towards tabletop, however you like to get there. I'm gonna find this shape in tabletop also. Let's first take a couple rounds of cat-cow though. You can move with your own breath at your own pace. Exhaling as you round. Inhaling as you look up towards the ceiling, tail goes up. Working at your own pace. Maybe you find a spot that you want to hang out in a little more, add some lateral movement. Exploring the spine, just working through all of these joints in the spine, in the rib cage, in the shoulders, in the hips. Then we'll extend the right toes back. Could start with a calf stretch, just reaching back. And then we'll reach that off the floor. You may be close enough to touch the wall. I'm not quite yet. If you want to, you could push back into the wall. So then you can feel what it's like to press into the wall. And I'm going to counter that with my left arm reaching forward. So I'm reaching forward and reaching back. And here noticing what's going on in the rib cage. So maybe we could exaggerate, drop it towards the mat, and then lift it up and round it, trying to find what would a center neutral position be. And then let's take the knee into the elbow, rounding the spine, and then reaching long. Can we find that long line? And then rounding in, reaching long, rounding in, reaching long. And we'll bring the hand down. Good. Switching sides, reaching back through the left foot now. Start with a little calf stretch. And then extending the leg, finding the wall if you're close enough, pressing into the wall so that we always talk about reaching out through the back foot for Warrior 3, but when you really press into something, you can get a sensation of what that's like. Now reach forward with the hand, and again, let's drop the rib cage and the belly down just to feel what that feels like. And then round it up, take the rib cage up, and then let's play with finding a spot in there that maybe feels long from fingertips to heel. So if I drop down, I lose my feeling of kind of length and extension. If I lift two up, I feel kind of rounded in here. So I'm looking for what's gonna feel strong, contained, but still allow a nice breath. You'll notice you're working here, even though we're close to the ground still. Let's take knee to elbow and extend, knee to elbow and extend. I mentioned it was power, right? Knee to elbow and extend, stretch long, good. Take the hand back down to the mat, maybe a couple cat-cows. You're gonna come up on the fingertips. Press back into a quick child's pose, walk the fingertips forward, and then we'll come forward onto the belly, reaching the toes behind us. We'll just take a couple baby cobras. Maybe stretch side to side here, letting the spine be supple and soft, flexible. We can also do that cat-cow posture here if we come up a little more in Sphinx. And just playing with what happens with the rib cage in different positions. So the more awareness we have about our body, the more we can find those little micro adjustments that have postures really click into place. And that's what I want for you, is for you to know your body so that you can have your body move better, feel better. Yeah. Okay, lowering down. Let's take the fingertips a little bit wider. We'll press up a little higher into our cobra now. And lower back down. Good, tuck the toes, press back. We're gonna sit on the toes. If that's totally impossible for you, untuck the toes, no problem, or find a block. But let's give our toes a little stretch, all 10 toes under. We're gonna reach the arms up. And again, tune into this area, rib cage. So let's take the rib cage forward, feel what that feels like, and then take the rib cage back, feel what that feels like. And then we'll take the rib cage right, take the rib cage left. You can even twist the rib cage right, twist the rib cage left. And then just one more time, let's press it forward, press it back. And then we'll come to a central position, neutral. I'm always hesitant to say center or neutral because it's really different for every body. And we don't want to just stack things into place. We want to find for you what is going to be efficient to allow movement and stability and breath. So we're finding that spot for you. Notice if the rib cage tends to want to arch or crunch down. And can you find an area, let the shoulders relaxing down, wide. Good. I think the toes are about stretched. Yes, okay. Coming down, you can smack out the feet on the ground. Take the fingertips a little bit forward, tuck the toes again, this time headed into downward facing dog. Maybe your first down dog of the day. Let's be very generous here. Wide down dog. Stretching into each side. Maybe walking out each foot. Good. Let's inhale, rippling through the spine to plank. Exhale back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale back. One more. Inhale. Nice luscious fluid movement. Exhale back. Inhale. Bring the right leg up behind you. Let's not go all the way up and open the hip. Let's really reach back through that heel, trying to create the straight line from fingers to heel. So again, kind of working that warrior three-ish position. So we could notice rib cage, what did that do? Hips, where are they headed? And try to find neutral. Then we'll come to core plank, knee to nose, and then extend back. Can you find that line again? And then core plank, reach back. Can you find that straight line? Core plank, and back. Great, here we could open the hips and reach up a little bit more and just play with some of that mobility through the hips. So circling the ankle, maybe even down on an elbow. Good, extend it up, and we'll bring it down to meet the other. Quick ripple forward and press back. Bringing the left leg up this time, finding that line. So what happened in the hips? What happened in the rib cage? Notice, make your own adjustments, pressing into the fingertips, and then we'll take core plank, reach back, find the line, core plank, find the line, core plank, find the line, and then lifting up, opening the hip, circles, whatever you like here. All right, pressing back again, let's lower the foot down, and then we'll walk the feet forward. Come into a forward fold. Let the neck relax, let the head be heavy, shake, yes, no. Let's inhale, half lift, maybe pressing into the shins, reaching forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Let's take an L stand, lift the right foot and down. And then inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. L stand with the left, reaching it back and down. One more half lift and hold. Fold, and we'll round all the way up to stand. Good. Shake out the hands, wrists, arms. Let's get a whole little full body shake. Warm everything up. All right, find mountain pose. Lift the shoulders up, give them a little roll. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold. We'll take a couple sun salutations just to get started. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale, look to the top. Step, hop, or jump. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Hands to heart, finding the breath and the movement. Inhale up. Exhale, we release forward. Inhale, float. Exhale, release back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale, look to the top. Step, hop, or jump. Inhale, lift. Good, one more round. Maybe even close your eyes here. Let the breath guide your movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale, bring the right leg up. Open the knee, open the hip. Extend the leg long. We'll bring it through. Low lunge. Drop the back knee. Just take a little flow here to warm up. Let's let the hips go back. Half monkey. Flex the front foot. Coming back through that low lunge. Drop the left hand. Twist. We'll reach back for a quad stretch. Drawing the heel towards the hip. Reach back, low lunge. Half monkey again. Come forward. Let's take the twist again. This time we'll step back to side plank. You're welcome to modify. Find side plank. We're going to float the right foot. Again, finding warrior three on our side. Bring the right toes towards the in front of you. And then stretch up. So we're touching toes to hand. Touch and lengthen. Toe touch and hold. And then bring the foot forward. Low lunge. Hands down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, we'll swing it through. Low lunge. Let's take that half monkey. Coming through again, low lunge. We'll go into the twist. Grabbing the back foot for a little quad stretch. Drawing the heel towards the hip. Good, back through low lunge and half monkey. Reaching out through the heel, back through the sits bone. And then again, low lunge into our twist, this time coming up for side plank. And then we'll do those toe touches. So bringing the toe forward, recognize warrior three. And then touch. And then toe touch. And hover forward. Ooh. Low lunge. We'll take it back to downward facing dog. Ripple forward. Lower down. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward slowly. Into a forward fold. We'll hang. Shake out the arms. Shake out the head and the neck. Bend the knees. We'll slowly round up. Coming to the top. Inhale the arms up. Hands to heart center. Sit back into chair. All 10 toes up and then nice and wide on the mat. Sitting the weight back. Hanging nice wide at the sits bones here. Tail releases back. Now let's twist towards the right. We'll hook the elbow over the knee. Put your weight in your right foot. We're going to step back to a twisted crescent. Coming up through crescent. Let's reverse just for fun. So twisted crescent, weight into the front foot, bring the back foot to meet it, back to chair. Okay, now we can go. Twist, hover the left, step it back to twisted crescent, and come back up. Nice, let's lower and lift, and lower and lift. We're working. Lower and hold. Nice, come back up. Open warrior two. Whew. Pressing down and out through both feet. Shoulders nice and wide on the back. Let's take a reverse warrior, reaching up and back. Straighten the front leg, moving into triangle. Finding the shin or a block or the mat. Maybe turning the gaze up. Here's a good place also to notice the rib cage. So are you tending to come forward, splay back? Just being more aware of what your body does as you move it into different shapes. We'll bring the hand down, walk to the side. Turn all 10 toes in. Just take a moment here to reach the head down towards the mat. Maybe reaching the hands through the feet. I'm going to stretch towards the back leg, grabbing whatever you can get a hold of, drawing the body towards the back. And then we're going to turn to face the wall. So here's where I'm going to use that marker we put out at the beginning of class. I'm going to put my foot right around there. And then you guessed it, warrior three. But we have our hands on the wall. So here I am. Arms are a little different length than the legs, so you might want to adjust a bit. But we're pressing into the wall with hands, pressing back with the right foot. So I have the support of the wall, and I can see what's happened in the body. So again, play with the rib cage position. Play with the hips. They most likely did this, opening to the side. Can you drop the right hip down a little bit more? Maybe even exaggerate just to get a sense of what that feeling is like in the left butt. And it is probably intense. And then we will draw the knee in. Let's head towards the wall with the foot. So again, warrior three. This time we're reaching up and pressing down into the ground, pressing forward into the wall. Noticing rib cage, does it want to do this, or to the side? And can I get it organized? And then we'll head back to warrior three with the hands on the wall, pressing into the wall, pressing backwards with the right foot, maybe needing to drop the right hip down a little bit. And then we'll come back up. Warrior three, standing. Good, swing back down again. Find that warrior three. And then we'll step back into a warrior one. Bring the hands down into pyramid. We'll walk all the way around to the front of the mat, pyramid. Bring the leg up to an L stand. So similar to what we were just doing, but now no wall. We're going to bring the foot up, reach it in front of us. Remember that feeling of having wall to press into, reaching up with the hands, and the foot comes down. Nice. Hands to heart center. Give the legs a little shake, a little bounce. And we'll take the other side. Sit the hips back into chair. Twist to the left, hooking the elbow over the knee. And then we'll lift the right foot, stepping back to a twisted crescent. Come to center. And we'll reverse, just for fun, just to check. Twist, weight goes into the front foot, hover, place the foot down, and then come back to center. And twist, hover, step it back, come through center. Whew. And lower, and lift. Lower, and lift. Lower, and hover, hold. Up through center, open to warrior two. Notice the rib cage here. Am I forward? Am I back? Maybe leaning towards the side of the mat or back of the mat. You're going to be your own best corrector here or adjuster. Reverse warrior. And then straighten the front leg, moving into triangle. Good, I'll drop that hand down and walk to the side of the mat, turning all 10 toes towards the side of the mat. Bending down, reaching the top of the head towards the ceiling. Maybe I want to grab the legs this time. Maybe you're on the thighs, on the shins. No problem. No need to overstrain the hamstrings here. If you want to come up on the hands, that is also fine. And then we'll walk towards the back leg, drawing the body towards the back. And then we're headed towards our warrior three play. So find that foot position, again with my little marker here. Really a little behind it since the arms are kind of longer. And we'll work our way up the wall into our warrior three position. So I'm pressing into the wall with the fingertips, pressing back with the heel. Gives me enough stability to be able to maybe adjust at the hips. So most likely the left hip is raised. Can you lower the left hip? Maybe even exaggerate it so you really load the right hip and then bring it back up just a little. Also play with the rib cage, maybe round it, curve it, and then find a nice length through the whole rib cage. Thinking about the front of it and the back of it kind of having the same forward energy as opposed to too much rounding in the front or the back. And then we will come up, swing the leg through, find the wall with the foot. I'm reaching up through the hands, reaching out through both feet, using the wall to give me a little sensation and stability. So I can again play with hips here and rib cage because I have that extra stability of the wall. And then finding that position, I'll move and pivot, finding that position here. And then I'll come back up to find the position standing. Notice shoulders, ribs, hips. Here you may have the left one lifted a bit. Does it need to kind of settle down, let it be heavy? Or maybe it's settled way down and you need to give it a little lift. You'll be able to feel and find in your own body. Reaching out through fingers and heel. And we'll drop back, warrior one. Come down through pyramid. Walking around, headed to pyramid at the front, all 10 toes facing the front now. And we'll walk forward, find the L stand. Slowly coming up, finding what we were just doing on the wall. Pretend the wall's there. It's got you, piece of cake, no problem. We can still breathe. We can maybe even smile. I don't know, maybe. And then we'll lower down. So inhale, exhale, lower. Take the toes out just a little. We'll sit down into a yogi squat for a moment. One more piece, and then we get to wind down a little. Let's take a side stretch. So we've done warrior three on our backs. We've done warrior three with our hands on the wall, our feet on the wall. We've done it standing up. We have not done warrior three on our hands. So maybe we'll give that a go and see what happens. All right, hands down. Feet come in. Shake it out. Slowly round up through the spine. Inhale the arms up. Hands to heart center. Sit the hips back into chair. Let's take the left foot up and over for eagle. We're going to wrap the left arm under. You can either pull the elbows up and out. I like to pull the elbows down. Sitting the hips down a little bit farther. We're going to move into warrior three here just for a moment. Keeping the arms. Shape should be really familiar now. And then we'll sit back, find warrior one. Open warrior two. Reverse. Into side angle. Elbow to knee. Reaching up and forward. Then we'll come forward into half moon. So we could be here, but maybe it'd be more fun if we could get our foot on the wall. So let's go back to that spot that we found before. We'll take half moon, foot on the wall. So this again gives us a chance to find hip position here. Most likely what normally happens is the left hip would come forward, and maybe we want to take it back and up. So find half moon with the wall or your chair. And then we're going to roll forward into the L stand. Now, we said warrior three upside down, right? Okay, bring the foot back down. Take the hands, put them in line with your marker. Now put the left foot on the wall, and we are going to take the right foot up to the ceiling. So you just press into the wall with the left foot, and now I am upside down in warrior three. So what's going on with rib cage? What's going on with hips? Same questions we've been playing with. Now we're just upside down. Requiring a little more strength through the arms, through the core, but we've been playing with this shape, and here it is. Good. Come down, sitting into that squat. Warrior three on your hands. Who knew? Good job. Take a side stretch and a side stretch. Whew. Let's walk it forward. Plank with nice wide feet, and then walk the toes forward. Round up through the spine. See, not so hard. Then we'll bring the arms up, sitting back again into chair. This time taking the right foot up and over, finding eagle, right arm under. Sitting the hips back and down. Bringing everything into one line, wrists, elbows, knees, ankles. And then we'll start our little transition into warrior three. So reaching the body forward, the foot back. Maybe depending on where you are, you find the wall. And then we'll sit back, warrior one. Open warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Half moon, maybe with a block. I'm going to bring my foot back so I can find half moon with the wall. Just gives me some room to see what the body is doing. Good, then turn towards the ground. L stand on the wall.
And then we're gonna head into that warrior three on the wall. So putting the hands where your marker is, putting the right foot on the wall, and then we'll reach up with the left. So warrior three, same things we've been playing with. What did the hips do? What did the rib cage do? Can I find stability, power, strength here, and still be able to breathe? You are creating the shape. Couple more breaths. Good, then we'll come down. Find our yogi squat. So obviously that I would not do on a chair. You will need something more solid. And the next thing I wouldn't do on a chair, we're gonna have a handstand option, just since we've really been working this strong core. You can probably feel in all of those different positions, no matter what, the common denominator is having some strength and mobility through this core. So we're always trying to bring those things together. Can I be strong? Can I move? Can I breathe at the same time? So all of this is going to apply in our handstand as well. I'll show you just a quick little play we can have before we mellow it down and cool off. So we'll use the same shapes we've been using. Take the right foot back into your L stand. I'm kind of in a short down dog here. Hands are close to the wall. So I like to think of, instead of just like slamming up towards the wall, we're really just lifting. So I'm starting in that L stand. I'm gonna rock my weight back on the heel, up on the toe, back on the heel, and then come up and just lift towards the wall. So maybe you just play with that a couple times. Just the rock and lift. Now what's gonna get me there is being able to create that shape in the upper body that we've been creating with warrior three. So rock and lift. And rock and lift. Maybe we get up to the handstand. Maybe we float, we can switch legs. Rock and lift. And pressing into the ground, just like we've been doing with our warrior three positions. All right. Child's pose. Shake out the hands, shake out the wrists. Rocking the hips side to side. So I think now we have really covered all of our warrior three bases. We have been on our backs, upside down, right side up, on our sides, every which way. So I think we've deserved a cool down, maybe a little water first. And you can see, you could really take anything, and you're just playing with shapes, playing with what's happening in different parts of the body. How is it moving? The body is always trying to balance forces. So those things that happen aren't necessarily bad, it's just the way your body is balancing the force. But it might not be the most efficient way or the most beneficial way. So we play, and the more you play and kind of know where and how your body is and how it works, the more you find those juicy little moments and then those things that take you to that next step in terms of how your body moves and feels and all of that. Okay, good. Let's just do some gentle spinal movement. Been working on creating some strength and stability through this area, so we want to also just let it be supple, fluid, flexible. We'll take some lateral bends. Nice. And what we're thinking in our mind will determine our experience in our body. So can you think flexible, fluid, supple spine? Roll forward. Let's press into downward facing dog. We'll inhale, bring the right leg up gently. Just sweep it through to the outside of the hands. Gonna go into a wandering dragon here. So reaching the fingertips out to the side. I'm gonna stretch the upper body long and sit the hips back, kind of on an angle. Using the breath, maybe using a little motion. Good, then we'll walk back to center and take whatever variation you would like. If you'd like to come down on the forearms, maybe let the foot open wide. So we've really worked the glutes and the lateral rotators here. It's nice to stretch them out. We've also worked the front of the body, the front of the hip. So we could also come into a quad stretch, hip flexor stretch by bringing the back heel in towards the hip. Good, we'll take it back. Gentle transition through down dog. Left leg comes up into the outside. Back heel comes down. Reaching the fingertips out towards the side, walking them out, and then countering with the hips, releasing back a bit. So almost using the weight of the hips to stretch the upper body, the shoulders, the back. Maybe a little rotation in the rib cage. We're really kind of stretching each lat as well, side by side. And then we'll come back through center and taking your variation. So maybe you just stay here, drop the back knee. Maybe you come down forearms, open the leg out to the side. And I like to add in that quad stretch, hip flexor stretch on the right side to open those up. Okay, coming back up. Sit the hips back, child's pose. Come forward through swan. And let's bring the feet through. We'll roll down to the back. Let's take a reclined pigeon. Just one last stretch for those lateral rotators of the hip that we've been working. So cross the ankle in front of the knee, and then we'll draw the leg towards us. You could also do this using the wall, since we've got it. You can press into the wall. I'll show you while we're here. Why not? So pressing into the wall, and then I can use that foot against the wall to increase or decrease the stretch. So if I want to get more of a stretch, I move a little closer, or I can come up on the toes on the wall. I like to take a little side sweep as well. When I find those spots that feel extra juicy, then I can hang out there. And by juicy, I mean painful. No, just kidding. You know the spot that says, ooh, that hurts so good. Good. Let's take both feet up and we'll switch. This side may feel different. So maybe you need a little more, a little less. But just notice, what is my body like today? How is this side of the body different? And where can I bring more balance and ease and mobility into my postures, into my breathing, and into my everyday life? Great. Knees into the chest. Let's do a gentle bridge here using the wall. So we can press into the wall, squeeze the sits bones together. And then slowly lower down through the spine, rolling it onto the floor. And then press it into the wall, coming up to bridge. Just letting the organs be heavy. And then we'll slowly, slowly lower down. Taking everything up. Knees into the chest, gentle rock side to side. Take a twist to the right, dropping the knees to the right, reaching the arm to the left. Mine feels pretty different than our twist at the beginning of the class. So it's nice to let the body compare and integrate and see how we can create that vitality and strength in the body. But you may also feel more relaxed, more calm. Come in to the other side. Good, back through center. Let's roll to the right. And we'll find a seat for just a moment, and then I'm going to strongly suggest a Shavasana because we worked really hard and you want to give your body the chance. I mean, that's why we do all of the hard work, is for that Shavasana, to ready the body for that. So we'll just take a moment together in a seat, and then we'll find our rest. Close the eyes. Coming into the body, again, maybe bringing your awareness, your attention into the heart space. And just feeling that gratitude for our breath, the life that is in us, that breathes in us and through us. And just so thankful that we are able to move and express and create and also experience and perceive. And every time we come together in practice, we get to expand that, to practice that a little bit more. Bringing a sense of wholeness in our own body, our own mind, integration. And also our ability to connect with others and the world. So wherever you are, whatever you do, whoever you are, I just thank you for being here with me. Thank you for taking the time to practice. I hope it's fun. I hope it felt good, maybe a little challenging. And whatever challenge you come up with in life, you can always make it a little fun. Have a little play, look at it from as many angles and directions as possible. And yes, I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's take a rest. I need a minute. So settle back onto your mat or your floor, wherever you are. Arms wide, legs wide. Big inhale. And exhale, sigh. One more of those. Big inhale. Exhale, sigh, and rest.